why Snoop Dogg stays so relevant. It's because he never, never, ever falls short of what the trend is. What's going on in society. You're never too big or never too old to see what's going on and to be hip. Same with P. Diddy, same with Jay-Z, same with, so many other legends that are still in the game, that motivate people. So my journey is one of, a blessing. I didn't think I thought I was gonna be a football player or a singer. But you look at God. God will move you right into where you're supposed to be. So that's like the start of my journey, and everything else is just started moving when I got with Katt. I stopped telling jokes for like 2 years. I worked for BET, producing shows with Lynn Harris Taylor and Sam Walker, and all of those people over there. And I produced 21 shows over there. A lot of people don't know this. I just went behind the scenes. And then I saw Katt in the club one night in LA. He was like, I'm about to go on tour, Red. Do you want to go with me? And I was like, yeah, why not? And the rest is history. And and it was at Linnell's birthday party too. So he probably told me, Linnell, and all us at the same night that we was gonna go on tour. And man, it's a blessing. Like his whole career, in itself, just like how when we first started doing that tour, it wasn't like a lot of people coming out. But after he did when he did the first like Pimp Chronicles, and he was like this shit right here, when he did that, every show was like 5,000 people, 7,000 people, 10,000 people, and I got a chance to like really be involved with arenas and big theaters, and it opened my eyes up to like, okay, Red, it's time to get funnier. And, it's a blessing. Katt's been a blessing to my life, man. Everybody know I ride or die for my man. So
yes, sir.
It's certain people come into your life that make your life, change. Even with your podcast show, somebody had to spark or something in your brain had to spark to be able to have a podcast show. So
absolutely.
That whole and it's that whole American Hustle was a big show. It sold over 22 million DVDs. That's when DVDs was out. 22 million. Come on, man. And it's still like streaming on Netflix and Hulu and all the other crazy platforms that's out here. So
Yes, sir. You were on Comedy Hype. I think it had to be a year by now. And you kind of got a little emotional talking about Katt Williams. Could you kind of take us back to what was going on in that interview and where you got emotional about Katt Williams?
I mean, I just feel like, what I'm saying, my brother get a raw deal, not get a raw deal, but I think people like, criticize him that don't know him. And I got emotional because I know him. It's almost like y'all too, somebody trying to talk bad about one of y'all, and that, man, what type of person he is. And, it just, I just got emotional because people don't understand like how much he gives to people, how much he care about people, how much he care about, making people laugh, making people smile and all that. So that joint got me emotional at that time because it was a lot of people coming at him on some negative stuff. I don't like that. I don't like people like trying to pick at people because they think they can. And then if you're supposed to be a friend and you don't defend your friends, then it makes you just as liable. It's almost like white people seeing racism, but they don't stand up for it. Stand up against it. So that's where I was that day. I'm a sensitive individual, man. You'll see comedians, they make you laugh, but it's a lot of sensitivity within our spirit. So I don't play that. I ain't gonna let now I did y'all show. I ain't gonna let nobody talk bad about y'all. So that's just how I am in general.
That was around that time that he did the interview. Well, it was your original interview, wasn't it? People don't even know that. It got so much attention, but that was your original interview. He came in to support you, and then all hell broke loose.
Yeah, I mean, like he said that morning, Red, I'm gonna be your Uber driver. So he was just driving me to the station. He wasn't even supposed to go on the station. He was just like he told the station that he didn't want to go on, but they kind of pressed him out. And I just I when I knew that was gonna go bad because of how what was happening off air, and it's just But when it started going bad, it was so funny. It was so funny that I had to. I don't know what people keep saying. Red, you was laughing hard as hell. I was like, y'all don't understand. I'm in the middle of these two people going at each other, and battling. And she picked the wrong person to battle with.
Yeah,
If you're gonna battle with anybody, she should have picked me. I might have let her off.
Word.
KW ain't gonna let her off. He gonna, and once she said certain things, I knew that had ticked him. And once he, like, if you go back and look at that interview, people, if you want to laugh right now, just go back and look at that interview. Look how it starts out all calm with Frank asking me questions about my life, and and you gotta understand, Katt had just won an Emmy too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All the questions that she could have asked him about his Emmy, a black man winning an Emmy.
Alligator man, come on now.
You know what I'm saying? He had just won an Emmy. He was carrying, man, he was so excited about his Emmy. He carried that mug everywhere he went. His Emmy. That was an Emmy award for African-American man. You know what I mean? And to try to tear him down in that moment, that was just she could have picked a better choice, and like I said, Karma is a mug now, and now she's not at work, then they got, it's just too much happened, when you could have handled a certain situation. That's why I always tell people, think before you do,
How's Katt Williams now? We haven't heard from him in a while, at least on social media. How's he? Just a man.
Katt don't be on no social media, no way. Catch Katt on stage, when he on social media, it's because he want to be on social media. When you at that level like Dave and Katt, they don't have to be on. They don't have to be on social media.
Hell no.
Dave just started a Instagram when he did his new shows in Ohio. But when you're a goat, you don't have to act like a sheep. I mean, that's just one. That's me being 100. And Katt doing wonderful. I just talked to him a week ago. He doing wonderful. I mean, he just he as long as he's just like us, getting through this pandemic.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
Hopefully this pandemic will be over soon. I got my first shows. I got my first shows coming up August 14th through the 16th in Dallas. My first time going out since I did Baltimore in March, and it's I'm nervously excited.
Yeah, it's a little different now. I know I forgot who we had on, but they said they were doing we had Rob Stapleton on. He said he did a show and they were all in their car. And I was like, well, how did you get a reaction? He like, when motherfuckers beat, that's how you know it was funny. They would start beeping and going crazy. It was a whole different vibe. But he said he enjoyed it. People were maneuvering and getting around. We also had Linnell on a couple months ago. And that was great because she also gave real high regards to Katt Williams and let people know how much he gave and how truly special he was. And when you think about American Hustle, Pimp Chronicles, before we seen Katt, we seen y'all. And that's huge because we got introduced to who you guys were. We also talked
because he didn't have to give us some opportunities.
Yeah,
like, he gave us he made my career go. Just give me that opportunity, like and I to this day, if Katt says tour time, I'm out. I don't care what I'm doing. I drop it. My wife know it. She know Katt call. I'm out.
Word.
Like pew. Like if he called me right now and said I need you to come to Atlanta, I'm gonna be in Atlanta tomorrow. That's just how when it comes to him, because shoot, he set me up so sweet, my family up so sweet that there's just certain people in your life that you have to make moves like that with.
Real talk. Linnell talked about the respect that females get in comedy or lack thereof. Kind of gave me a little G check a little bit, like how Linnell likes to do. We're talking about Harlem Nights, there being a new Harlem. She's slapping me around a little bit. It's cool though. It was all out of love. But we were talking about Harlem Nights and then how we would obviously love to see Kev, Kat, Mike, all the celebrities and stars that in our generation we grew up to love, or the generation now, to get together. And then we were talking about females in comedy and how they don't get respect. What do you think about that? Do females get the respect they deserve in comedy?
I'm gonna say no, but I'm not like a female, so I can't give it to you from a female's perspective.
Word.
But speaking to my sister Linnell, she can tell you the real. They have to grind a little bit harder to be a female because it's hard being a comedian and trying to feed your family and live place to place, and it's a male dominated business, and females, like even with the Monique situation, especially black females, it's just like they don't get they just do sometimes.
Yeah.
A lot of times, let me say. So I mean, to answer your question, they don't get the respect they deserve, because I know a lot of funny female comedians that's funnier than male comedians, and they're not getting they opportunity like a male comedian would. So, we're gonna continue to fight for our sisters to be bigger, or big as us, or bigger, because a lot of them deserve that opportunity to shine and get that same notoriety.
Word.
Yes. So, you have any upcoming movies?
Yeah, me and Kat got a movie out right now called 2 Minutes of Fame. Me, Kat, Jay Farrell.
Yeah, I saw that, John.
Yeah, so we got that out. I got the Boogie Cousins, like I said, the Comedy Slam out right now. I got a new film coming, a new comedy coming out, OU Jonah. And I'm reaching back to the kids, like right now, seriously. Me and my partners, Nicole and Yasmin of the Hustlers Guild, we started when during this pandemic a hustler hangout where we was educating kids and doing virtual learning sessions with kids, and we brought celebs in like Snoop and Anthony Anderson, Ricky Smiley, Just Hilarious, and Malik from Eat Clothing to talk to kids and educate them on different things like being able to be leadership. They had one session on leadership, and it just like it really, really came off good. It really was like super hot. And now we're working with kids August 17th through 19th with the Don't Shoot Guns, Shoot Cameras program